Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Decomposing body found in Trench Town. A passerby made a gruesome discovery of a body on Wednesday morning on a premises in Trench Town, Kingston. Police reports are that the body was discovered at about 8 a.m. beside a chicken coop on a premises along 7th Street, Trench Town, in the vicinity of the block factory. The body was that of a male in an advanced stage of decomposition, clad in yellow shorts and blue underwear. The Trench Town police are investigating. Dental assistance to receive retro payments next week. The Health Ministry has confirmed that retro payments for dental assistance will be settled next Wednesday, March 29. The update follows a protest by dental assistants outside the Finance Ministry's office in downtown Kingston on March 22nd over the government's failure to pay them their new wages under the reconstructed compensation system. Following the protest, the Health Ministry issued a statement indicating that it had communicated with the Union of Technical Administrative and Supervisory Personnel, which represents the dental assistants in the public health sector, advising it of the scheduled payment for next week. General Secretary for the Union of Technical Administrative and Supportive Personnel, St. Patrice Ennis, lamented that industrial action had to be taken to receive a response from the government.
Dental assistants decided to take protest action because no instructions has been given to their accounts department for the various regions to pay them the improved compensation consequent on them signing onto the compensation review in February of this year, the 10th of February to be exact. When that signing took place, they were formally advised that they should expect to see those changes in their compensation effective this March. Having checked with their respective accounts departments and receiving their pay slips, there is nothing to indicate that that payment was made. And when they check with the personnel in the respective accounts department for the regions, they have advised or informed them that no instructions to pay them came from the Ministry of Finance. So it is consequent on that they decide to take protest action.
Why does it have to always take this that persons have to come out, demonstrate in order for the ministry to do what it ought to do? Because workers were inquiring prior to the protest action today what is to happen with respect to their payment. Nobody from the ministry or from the various regions could provide any information in that regard. They said they don't know when. And that is what drew the eye of the workers and caused them to be out there this morning. While we were at the Ministry of Finance, we were informed that the Ministry of Finance had sent instructions to the Ministry of Health for payment to be made, and it is the Ministry of Health that did not act on it. And this is not the first occasion that we have with it. And so it is rather unfortunate that it had to come to this. We are glad that something has happened in terms of persons can look forward to receiving their monies as they have made their various commitments and obligations, and hopefully the payment will be honored.
Manchester taxi operator accused of fatally stabbing spouse in front of children remanded. A 29-year-old taxi operator accused of using 3 knives to fatally stab his spouse in front of 2 children just over a week ago was remanded when he appeared in the Manchester Parish Court on Wednesday. The accused, Kevin Leslie, otherwise called Nice, made his first court appearance on Wednesday before presiding judge Monique Harrison. His attorney, Norman Godfrey, told reporters that Leslie was remanded to appear in court on April 26. When the case was mentioned on Wednesday, it was disclosed that the case file is incomplete as a post-mortem has not yet been done. On March 10, Leslie allegedly stabbed his common-law wife, Shade Brown, 28, a surgical assistant at their home in Daly's Grove, Newport, in front of Brown's 11-year-old son and a 5-year-old boy. A senior police source said investigators believe the couple had dispute about 8:30 p.m. A police report said the man then proceeded to take the knives to stab Brown repeatedly before fleeing the scene. The children were reported locked inside the house with Brown's body. After hours of trying to get out of the house to seek assistance, the 11-year-old alerted neighbors. Leslie was held by the police on Saturday, March 11. Man robbed, truck set ablaze in St. Catherine. A trucker was robbed of an undetermined sum of money by unknown assailants in St. Catherine and his truck set ablaze by his attackers. The Corporate Communication Unit confirmed that the robbery took place at about 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Video footage of the truck, which was set ablaze, emerged on Tuesday night, making several rounds on social media. The robbery occurred along a section of Edward Seaga Highway in the vicinity of Vanity Fair Bridge. The men robbed him and then set fire to the truck. The trucker was knocked unconscious by the men who robbed him. A source told reporters that the trucker, who is employed to a distribution company, was stopped by men who he assumed to be policemen because they were flashing red and blue lights. They stuck a gun in his face and knocked him out and robbed his 2 phones. They then set the truck on fire because they were upset that they could not get access to a revolving safe in the truck that cannot be accessed so easily, so they set the truck on fire out of spite, the source said. The police are investigating. Mechanic slapped with multiple charges following dispute at gas station. A man has been arrested and charged following a dispute at a gas station on Beechwood Avenue on Sunday, February 26 in Kingston, where he allegedly shot at a man. Charged with shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, accessory after the fact, misprision of a felony, and malicious destruction of property is 36-year-old Marlon McCurt, a mechanic of Barbican Road in Kingston. Reports from the Halfway Tree police are that about 11:25 p.m., the driver of a Toyota Probox motor car went to a petrol station on Beechwood Avenue, where he stopped behind a Hyundai motor car, which was driven by Marlon with 2 other men aboard. An argument developed between Marlon and the men in the Probox, during which a shot was reported fired in the direction of the Probox driver. The bullet damaged the rear panel of the Probox. Marlon was subsequently arrested on Friday, March 17, during a police operation and later charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Marlon is set to appear before the court on Wednesday, March 29. Lawmen are continuing investigations to apprehend the co-accused of Marlon, one who is believed to be a licensed firearm holder. Opposition continues to urge Finance Minister to withdraw Master Mark comment and apologize. Dr. Angela Brownberg said to add insult to injury, the statement was made as the world observed International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination.
We find it despicable that on the same day that we are marking an end to racial discrimination internationally, when members of the government would have been part of that conversation, they would come to Parliament to play this kind of race card. It has no place in this Jamaica. It has no place being hurled at an individual whose family and personal legacy to Jamaica is one of full service, wholehearted service. I believe that all well-thinking Jamaicans need to understand that this is indeed a big difference between the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party. We believe in an inclusive society. We recognize our past as descendants of enslaved people. We know what that means. And it is not about using it to create divisions in our society, but it's about building an inclusive Jamaica.
Giving her take on the proceedings, Mrs. Dalrymple Filbert said the behavior of Dr. Brownberg was unparliamentary, and she is awaiting a report on the exact words that were spoken by the Member of Parliament before a ruling is given. She further stated that while she shares a good relationship with Dr. Brownberg, her comments were out of line.
I will make a ruling when I receive it. I will come back to the matter next week where I will read the exact words used by the member. This Parliament is a Parliament that allows every member of Parliament to express his or her views. But I think it is equally important that we know what the standing orders is, and that as a Parliament, the Prime Minister's asked for our behavior to be in conformity with a good example to the population. And therefore, it is important that whenever anybody speaks about what took place here, they understand why I made the ruling. Another member of the opposition tried to talk about a rift. I do not have, as the Speaker, a rift with any member of the opposition. In fact, I enjoy with most members a very good relationship, including the member from Southwest St. Anne. But it cannot be good parliamentary behavior for me to direct. She is allowed to make a point in the middle and for her to indicate that she will not abide by the ruling of this chair.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell